How to prevent setting your drone on fire by accident. So this is the Meteor 75 that I got with the 04 unit from DJI on it. And my worry here is that if you attach your battery, and I did it like this in the beginning, you've got your battery connector here, you slide in the battery, and then you attach the connector. And now, as you can see, this cable is all over the place, and it potentially it gets into the propellers. And if those propellers start cutting that cable, it's a LiPo, so that provides a lot of power. Potentially it can draw a lot of current, and if you short circuit that, it will basically set the battery on fire. Very spectacular, but not something that you want happening underneath your quad. It will just destroy it. So what I did in the beginning was that when I had it connected like this, figuring out that, well, I don't want those cables hanging around, so they just push the battery backwards like that. That puts a lot of tension on the cable, so it might over time destroy the connection. And if you bump your drone and the battery moves backwards, you would have to bump it quite hard, but if you do that, you still run the risk that it pops up and gets cut by the propeller. So then I figured another way of doing it. So instead of connecting it like this, let me remove the battery first to show you how I do it. Okay. So I take the connector and I push the cable and then the connector into this opening, and it seems to be made for that. So maybe I'm inventing something that everybody else already knows, but if you push it in here like that, then you can just slide the battery over it, and that will wedge the cable between the battery and the frame of the drone. If you then put in the connector, you can then pull out the connector of the opening, put it on your battery, and then I still like to slide it back a little bit. But before you do that, you can already see that the cable is coming up here in that hole and not between the propellers. But I still like to just push it back a little bit. I don't have to put a lot of tension on the cable, but it's still, I think, more balanced and connected like this. And now if you bump the battery during flight, as you can see, the cable will come up in that opening and not between the propellers. And then if you want to uninstall the battery, it's the same process in reverse. So you slide it forward, pull out the connector, put the connector back in the hole, and then you can slide out the battery. As simple as that, and then you prevent your drone from catching fire. If you want to see more of my drone adventures, please press the subscribe button.